everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the principal and owner of National Restaurant Consultants, and we welcome you in to the NRC Helpful Moment number 191. Hard to believe, 191.
Crazy.
Knowing when to pivot. Now, this is the topic of the day. I'm going to be the listener today and turn it over to our Vice President of NRC, Mr. Jared Flowers. But first, I didn't say, how are you, Brian? How are you today, Brian?
I am great and excited about the snow that is coming.
And once again, Mr. Brian Devine from Cafe Fuel and Top Line Management. Jared, kind of going all ways, sideways, but Jared, take it away. Knowing when to pivot. Jared Flowers, all the way live from Gilbert, Texas. With,
Arizona.
Gilbert, Arizona. But he's got that University of Texas football helmet right behind him. There you go. There's your UT. All right, hook 'em horns. Go for it, Jared.
Sounds great. Well, thank you, everybody, and anybody who's tuning in and watching us and sharing us. There's a few points we've talked with our clients over the past several months. We'll start with the easy stuff. We have a client there in Denver, Colorado that is getting ready to open their second unit and has realized that, hey, maybe the target demographic that we were looking for wants more foofy drinks and shaken drinks, and maybe we have too big of a menu. And so we have worked with them on figuring out what's profitable and what's not, and what do your guests actually want. We have another client that's in the St. Louis, Missouri market that realized they just wanted to change their concept altogether because of what their guests were looking for. There's a lot of folks out there and operators that are stuck in the rut of not understanding why I'm not getting what I'm getting, why I'm not making what I should be making, etc. And not only can we help you with that, but if you take a step back and understand, let's look at our product mix. If the guests aren't buying it, let's quit selling it. If we haven't done a menu review with our broadline supply chain or broadline purveyors, let's do a menu review, and maybe I won't name any names, but if we have one company that's selling us all of our food, let's talk to another one and just see if we're getting better prices. Right now, food is expensive. Labor is expensive. Guests are in short supply, and it's difficult to just raise prices. So stepping back and knowing when to pivot, maybe instead of just changing the menu, let's run some specials. If the guests are buying them, let's put them on the menu. If they're not, let's move forward. But let's look at what we have sitting in the coolers. Let's look at what we can do from a cost perspective on understanding how can I work faster and better with the staff that I have. And just understand that in this time, in this economy, we need to step backwards before we can step forwards. It's something that we at NRC do every day when we walk through the doors of our clients. But when you don't have folks like us or other folks in your building, still take a few moments. We've done a few helpful moments where we talked about walking around the outside of the restaurant, where we talked about talking to the guests and asking what they're looking for. That's where you're going to find out where to pivot. If between 1 and 3, there's no cars in your parking lot, it's time to pivot. If you're sitting on 100 pounds of ground beef because you're not selling the hamburgers you thought you were selling, it's time to pivot. So really just take a walk through your coolers, take a walk through your invoices, take a walk through your P&Ls, talk to your staff, talk to your guests. And take a few minutes to be honest with yourself, is to know, even though sometimes they're hard decisions, know when it's time to pivot. And I'm going to use that as my key in to Brian to know the marketing strategies that you're using. You need to pay attention to those just as importantly, because if the strategies and the money that you're spending to get people aren't working, it's time to pivot.
That's right.
So, Brian, I'm going to tee that off to you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. I can't agree more with all of that. When it comes to your marketing, don't fall in love with it, because things do change. And when it comes to just like general marketing 101, Those basic things don't change, but how you use the tools, how you go about getting people to even understand that you exist, those things change, and they change fast. So if, let's say, this is something that actually Richard and I ran into recently, where they understood that their Facebook, their social media wasn't producing enough. It wasn't creating, they were spending money, but they weren't getting anything back. And so when we were talking with them, we said, okay, tell me what you're doing. Tell me, what's happening. And they had fallen in love with this creativity, with these beautiful images and these layouts, and it made their restaurant look wonderful. And I said, that's all fine and good, but how many people have seen it? And they said, oh, tons. I said, okay, well, I'm in your account. It's three. So this beautiful, wonderful creativity was shown to 3 people over the course of a month. That's not worth anything, right? and the reason I say don't fall in love with your marketing is because we talked about what's working now. Offers that work. Buy one, get one free. You might be the kind of person that hates those offers, but they work. So if you don't want to do that kind of offer, that's okay. We have to get real creative, and we can do that. But if you want to know what works, we can tell you what works, and buy one, get one free still works, and it works great. And if you're refusing to make a change like that, that's okay. But you have to make an offer that's not complicated. So we ran into another situation where the offer was so complicated, they had to explain it to me 3 times so that I would understand what the offer was, which means throw it out, right? If a 7-year-old doesn't understand your offer, it's not good. And it's not because the average person isn't smarter than a 7-year-old, or that a 7-year-old isn't smart. It's the attention span. We only have a tiny fraction of someone's attention. And we actually, as humans, we have less attention span than goldfish now. We're at 7, goldfish are at 9. It's 7 seconds, which is scary. But it means that if somebody can't understand your offer in less than 7 seconds, your offer's no good. So that's why I want you really thinking about when to pivot, because you might have been doing something years ago that was working great, and you're like, yeah, it's falling off. I just want someone to do a better job of that campaign. Well, it doesn't usually work that way. We might be able to do a better job, but if the offer's no good, if the language is no good, if the thing that is getting people excited is no longer getting them excited, we have to pivot. We have to do something else. And another thing that we were talking about is new technology, things like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. All of these things, they continue to change. Your marketing 101 doesn't change, which means you have to know your audience, you have to have a great offer, and you have to know how to treat them great when they come in, and then we know how to get them to come back, right? I mean, these things won't ever change. It doesn't even matter what business you're in. You have to have a list to have a beneficial business in the long run. But where you put all that marketing, where you put your offer changes, and it changes fast. So be thinking about what you've got in place, what has worked in the past and why. And if it's not working, it's time to pivot, start looking at some other options and try them out. And when it comes to running ads, believe it or not, TikTok, I mean, it would cost about $15,000 just to run an ad for a month. Well, they've come down to, and now it's like $1,500, right? So that starts to make more sense to look at running ads. So I just want you really thinking about what is available, what do your offers look like? And if you're not sure if your offer is good, show it to someone that's between the ages of 7 and 10. And if they're like, I get it, and they can repeat it back to you what the offer is, you're golden. And if they don't get it, start over. Is that helpful? Richard, looked like you had a question about that.
No, I think it is. It's time to pivot. I think this topic was great. Call to action. That's really what you got to do. It's the offer's got to get a call to action. And I don't care what you're doing, what business you're in, it's call to action. But Jared, do you have anything else?
I did have one more thing. And again, we can always certainly help implement different tools. But as an operator, anybody who's watching this, anybody who sees it on a share, or anybody who wants help, understand that you can step back in your restaurant, pull your P&Ls, run a product mix. You know what's selling. Talk to your guests. Look at your parking lot, look at your hours of operation. And when you determine where it's time to pivot, we're certainly happy to help. But understand, in order to stay in business, especially in this economy, you've got to know when to pivot. And there's my mic drop for the day.
Well, I think that says it all, and I appreciate you being here, Jared, as always. And Brian, I think both of you had some incredible points. That's it for the NRC Helpful Moment number 191, and we'll look forward to talking to everybody next week. So long for now, everybody. Bye.
Bye
Thanks,
for now,
everybody.